Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 20th of June 2025. Time is currently 3 p.m. What timing? What timing I have? That means there's about 1 hour and 10 minutes left of trading today. Okay, the agenda for today's video, we'll go through the ASX today, talk about the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. Then we'll have a look at the top five stocks of the day, and oh my, what a struggle that was to find five companies suitable to be in the top five. I did not find five companies who released intriguing announcements today. You might argue with me, but maybe you find every single announcement to be intriguing. I did struggle a lot today. Uh, Not the chart of the day, however. I did mention yesterday, or even maybe the last few days, that I would look at the chart for EZZ Life Sciences, and I did notice that share price of this company up a fair bit today as well. And I might even look at one of your questions. In fact, there was a question about one of my watch. My watch. Yes, a question about my watch, which I can answer fairly quickly and easily. Okay, now on to the ASX today. And no lead in from Wall Street overnight. It was closed for Juneteenth. Yes, June 19 in the United States is called Juneteenth. It's a public holiday. In fact, it is the newest public holiday. I think it was introduced in 2021, and it is the most the pre the one the newest public holiday in, I'm trying to count the days off my top of my head, in almost 40 years. I think it's 38 years. The last one, I'm pretty sure, was Martin Luther King in 1983. So the newest public holiday over there in 38 years. My father, who was born on June 19, he was born in the United States, grew up in the United States, was in the United States Army, stationed in Germany where he met my mother. He had no idea that his birthday was a public holiday over there. And for those who know nothing about Juneteenth, I knew nothing about it, by the way. It's a celebration of the end of slavery in that country. And apparently, it's one of the oldest African American celebrations there is, just based off the little research I have done. Anyway, so that means that Wall Street was closed overnight. We had no lead in from that country. However, Europe was fairly weak. I did see DAX down over 1%, so I thought maybe we would be down just because of that. Also saw Hang Seng down, but was that yesterday? I can't remember. No, Hang Seng is actually up today, Nikkei down, but DAX, yeah, DAX down 1.12%, FTSE down 0.58%, and Toronto down 0.2%. So I've also mentioned in the past that we are sort of closely related to the TSX, the Canadian exchange, just because we're so similar. We have very similar setups, a lot of mining, a lot of financials. So we are actually very similar down to the TSX. Yeah, 0.23% down so far. So there you go. Maybe we should be looking at the TSX more often than we do right now. Okay, so no surprise. I had no inkling what we might do today, apart from maybe a little bit of weakness just because of the European markets. Our futures were down about 0.25%, if I remember correctly. No idea what's the best and worst performing sectors indices. I have no idea what gold's done, just based off resources, down slightly. So maybe iron ore's had a little bit of a bounce. Maybe gold's had a little bit of a bounce. No idea. So this is all new to me. I did go through the top gainers and top losers and didn't find much of interest there. Okay, so we've actually recovered quite nicely during the day, just looking at this. So we're about 0.5% down, I think. Very quick maths. About 0.5% down, and we have rallied nicely, not a little bit nicely. I'm wondering if that's to do with US futures because they are still trading. Dow Jones is actually up. Dow Jones is actually up, and we have seen a rally since about or just before midday. And does that coincide? Yes. So our market has rallied in step with the rally in the Dow Jones futures. So it seems like American futures still has an impact on our trading. There we go. I think we might have a little bit of proof there. That's just one sample size, however, and it just fits my narrative, but I'm going with it because I think it's a pretty safe assumption to make. Okay, let's have a look at the best and worst performing sectors today. By the way, tech has also rallied. Does that mean Nasdaq has rallied as well? Because Nasdaq futures are down, and yeah, Nasdaq futures have rallied as well. Okay, let's go back to the best and worst performing sectors today. Actually, not back to, because we haven't even looked at it yet. Let's go to the best and worst performing sectors today. IT up, healthcare, utilities, all up by over 0.35%. Energy, industrials, real estate, materials, telecommunications will all say they're up or down slightly. And staples, discretionary, and financials all down. Not shocked by financials because I had a really good day yesterday. Not sure why. And gold has gone up today, up 0.71%. Small caps, okay day today. And banks, the worst performing indice after yesterday being the best performing, today the worst performing. And yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. In fact, the ASX 20 down 0.48%. And I'm pretty sure after banks saved us yesterday, they've been the destroyer of our indices today. Well, not all of our indices, but only the ones they're in, which includes the ASX 20. So let's have a look at the ASX 20. And what do you reckon? All four big banks down? Maybe one's up. Maybe ANZ is up slightly. Maybe ANZ is up slightly. So let's have a look. I did have a look at buy, hold, sell, the best and worst performers of financial year 25, including Henry Jennings, but I won't talk about that now. So, in fact, ANZ's down a fair bit. There you go. Just to show you that I know nothing. Let's list this by market cap. CBA down, BHP. I thought maybe BHP, Rio Tinto, and Goodman Group have all gone up, but in fact, looks like they're all down. So another negative day for iron ore. And CSL's up above $240 again. NAB down, Westpac down. It's a sea of red at the top of the ASX 20. Quite a few of these companies are down by more than 1%. Westpac, Wesfarmers, ANZ, and Macquarie Group. After CSL, we do see a good day for Goodman Group, Woodside, Transurban, and Aristocrat, and WiseTech up 1%. And Brambles, another good day for Brambles. Ooh, I have definitely underestimated that company. Okay, now on to the top gainers. And this might be really quick. Might be really, really quick. Now, in saying I didn't find anything within the top gainers and top losers, I sort of lie because I had I had three companies already chosen for the top five stocks, and I had to choose another two. And as soon as I saw Provaris Energy up 40%, I thought, yeah, there's not going to be anything else. So I include that in the top five stocks so we can move on. And other than that, you can see really low volume, and all these companies are fairly small. Yes, even Murray Cod Australia, which is a company, even if the share price is up 17.5% on some good financial news, I'm probably going to ignore that company. Murray Cod, yes, yeah, that's not the sort of company I have any interest in, even when it comes to trading. And there's EZZ Life Sciences again, up 15.58%. The chart of the day. And what a chart it's looking like right now. Okay, so nothing there. On the top gainers by percentage change. What about by market cap? Drone Shield, another good day. GR Engineering. Yes, and this was my last choice in the top five. I did remember they had released an announcement today. Saw the share price up 6.52%. I went, well, there's nothing else. There is nothing else out there that interests me. So that is in the top five stocks. Nice little bounce with Demerics. That's good. I do own Demerics, by the way. It's in my super, which means I'm going to own it for the long term. So I don't really care how it trades. So the only time I really know anything about how Demerics is moving is when I'm on the top losers or top winners. I don't really care about the chart. I don't own it because of the chart or what do you call it, technicals. And Satire, which is something I'm trading, I am paying attention to that one, and I just wish it rallies a lot more. Rallies like to 50 cents, and then I can just take profits really quickly. Okay, now on to the top losers. And yeah, nothing much here. Well, yeah, we can ignore Raptors, or should we? I ignored it because it was among the top winners. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, look at that. Look at that share price rallying the last 6 or so days. Share price went from 4 cents to 16 cents and then down 71% today. This looks like a capital return or something like that. Da, 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 da. Response to ASX price query, no. So they did respond to an ASX price query yesterday, and the share price has collapsed today. Let's just have a look at what they said. So they said no to question one, which I suppose is a good thing. Not applicable to question two, and three is when they can show some creativity in trying to explain why the share price has rallied a fair bit on no news flow, and they've decided not to do that, which is so boring. Boring, boring, Raptors. They've just said the company is not aware of any other explanation that the company may have for the recent trading in its securities. Something must have happened because the share price has gone up in consecutive, or did go up in consecutive days. Actually, yeah, if we go back even further, it went up 25% on the 12th after not trading for a week, and then up 4%, 15%, 17%, 37%, and then 67%. It does seem like a bit of a trading stock, and I would assume a little bit of traders or a few traders got on board and had some fun and games with this one. Rapidus. No idea what they do. Can't even tell you that I've really paid any attention to this company in the past. And I would assume the chart probably explains, oh, look at that chart and look what happened today. This is the problem when you see that sort of exponential rise, and you can see that exponential rise just in the percentage change from 4, 15, 16, 37, 67. And then what happens after that? You're going to see a massive drop. And we've seen that with Raptors today. Traders are getting out, and you don't want to be hanging on because the share price more than likely will drop all the way back down to where it started, like at 2 cents or something. Or even lower than that, maybe 1 cent. Okay, so we can move on because I don't really care about this company at all, just what's happened today. Top loser coming in number two is Bowen Coking Coal. Stock of the day. There's no question about it. This was always going to be stock of the day today after they released their announcement. And not surprised the share price is down. Well, I didn't think it would be down that much, but yeah. So yesterday I did buy some Aurelia metals because the share price had dipped a fair bit. I thought maybe that's an overreaction for the market. I can't really say with this company this is an overreaction for the market. Can't really say that. This could be just the continuation of just yeah, awful things happening with this company or to this company. Anyway, so that's that. What else has gone down today? I'm pretty sure Zuno. One thing I noticed going through the announcements today, there were quite a few placements. Yeah, quite a few placements. So AIC Mines Equity Raise presentation. Here's one, another placement from Rydell Resources. And I think it was just a sparsity of other type of announcements. Gallon Lithium, a placement. Odyssey Gold, a placement. Cygnus Metals placement. Yeah, it just seemed like a plethora of placements today, of capital raisings. Maybe this happens every single day. I just don't really take notice to it. And the only reason I noticed it today is because there was just a dearth, oh, another good word, dearth of interesting announcements. Okay, so let's go back to the top losers. And that's it. By the way, yesterday, no, actually, no, I'll talk about this in a second. Top losers by market cap. MinRes moving back towards $20. And oh, yes, I can talk about it now. Amplia Therapeutics. I've mentioned a few times in the past that when you see the share price of a company rip higher, significantly higher in a day, on a pretty solid 1 day candlestick, it shouldn't be surprising that the next day the share price dips down lower and then the share price takes off again. And I saw Amplia Therapeutics share price was down about 10%, maybe even down more than that when I bought. I just gave it away. And I thought, hey, this is exactly what I've been talking about. This was about 10:20 a.m. or something like that. And I thought, let's buy some shares in Amplia Therapeutics because I think I have mentioned I've seen numerous times, many, many times, more often than not, then the share price takes off after that one down day. So let's see if it happens with Amplia Therapeutics. Yes, I did buy some shares. I'll just show you the chart of this one again, which was a stock of the day. And I thought, yeah, why not? I talk about it, so why not do it? Why not do what I say? So that's the chart. I did not buy at the low, which was 18.5 cents. Anyway, I bought it, I think it was 20 cents, something like that. And the hope is that the share price will take off. That's the hope. That's the theory, not a hope. I won't say hope. That's the thesis. We'll say that's the thesis because I do have something backing that up. Anyway, so that's Amplia Therapeutics. So not surprised the share price is down. It was down much more than that. So down probably about 15 to 20% at its low. SBC Global, remember this share price was well above $1. Now it's at 35 cents. Okay, so now on to the top five stocks of the day. No, there was no honorable mentions. We'll get straight into GR Engineering. This one's interesting. I'll just actually go to the announcements first. Now, I've got to remember when it was released. Here it actually, I'm very thankful there wasn't many announcements released today because it's just popping up here. So, uh, GR Engineering Services and IIC Mines both released the same announcement. You can see it at 9:52 a.m. Key contract awarded for Eloise, Eloise plant expansion. So open that up for GR Engineering, and it's an AIC Mines announcement. I was like, what's going on here? Why is this AIC Mines announcement? Anyway, so this was a contract awarded to GR Engineering Services from AIC Mines. Pleased to announce the award of an engineering, procurement, and construction contract for the expansion of Eloise processing facility. Fixed cost basis of 77.6 million, including provisional sums. Cost includes 11.4 million, oversized equipment. Construction expected to commence in October 2025. This would see the expansion ready for tie-in and commissioning in the December 2026 quarter. I'm just wondering, I did not open up AIC Mines announcement. I'm wondering if this is the GR Engineering announcement and they just got mixed it up. No, it's not. So maybe GR Engineering did not even release an announcement in regards to this. Uh, let's 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 have a look. Oh, wait there. Wait. You can see this is actually the titles here are better. So the first one at 9:52. So in the ComSec announcement, there's no mention who the announcement is released by. Uh, but in the individual company's announcement in the description, it does have A1M, the colon thingy, and key contract awarded for Eloise plant expansion. But it is not marked price sensitive here. It is marked price sensitive for AIC Mines. And the other announcement released here, oh, and it's up here a little bit further. You can see this is the GR Engineering announcement. Okay, so I actually did miss that one. It got lost in a lot of AIC Mines announcement. So this one here is the GR Engineering announcement, EPC contract, LOEC copper expansion project. I always knew when you have these type of announcements, both companies release an announcement. I thought GR Engineering did not release one, which would be really interesting, but they did. And here it is, contract value 77.6 million, and a much shorter announcement than AIC Mines, which had 5 pages. Anyway, so that's why GR Engineering is up today by 6.51%. Market likes it. Now onto the chart. GNG. You can see I didn't really spend much time on that announcement because I didn't even see that GR Engineering did release an announcement. There you go. And lastly, the chart. And I knew this chart was going to look good. Beautiful looking chart. Uh, I remember, when was it? Yeah, it was back in 2020, 2021, when the chart of this company looked really good. A beautiful chart back then. Share price did nothing for about 3 years, just went sideways, and it's back into a beautiful uptrend. GR Engineering chart, beautiful chart. In fact, a long-term high, if not an all-time high. Yep, an all-time high for this company. Okay, now on to company coming in number 4. We have, Symal. Thankfully, Thankfully, I had a look at announcements that were released last night, and I forgot to do it yesterday because I took my dad to the pub, and I had a pepperoni pizza. Yes, I did. Anyway, Simtrack or Symal, on track. You can see why I said Syntrack or whatever, because Symal on track. Anyway, Symal on track to exceed financial year 2025 EBITDA guidance. I saw this and went, ooh, this could be good because this is like an upgrade. So whenever a company lists on the ASX, they do have to give some forecasts. I'm not sure if they are absolutely needed to give forecasts, but I do see companies always give prospectus forecasts for sometimes not only the next year, but also the year after. And a lot of times when they actually beat their prospectus forecast, the share price will take off. So I saw this and went, let's open it up. Why not? On track, on track to exceed financial year 25 pro forma prospectus EBITDA guidance, where it is down here. On track to deliver normalized EBITDA of approximately 105 million, exceeding the prospectus guidance of 102.3 million. Now, I just saw this as a beat and went, ooh, this could be really good for the share price of this company. Revenue guidance has been delivered at a higher margin than forecast. I like that as well, with revenue for the year expected to finish at approximately 900 million, down 6.3% compared to prospectus guidance of 961.1 million. And I went, okay. Okay, so EBITDA expected to be better than expected. EBITDA is more than likely going to be better than expected, better margins, but revenue a little bit down than expected. Overall, I thought this was more positive than negative. So let's see how the market viewed this announcement. I would assume it's up. I have no idea. To go again. So this is a recent listing, and let's have a look. When I say recent, I'm pretty sure within the last year. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, it's down. There you go. So the market has looked at the revenue miss and has put all their weight to that. Looks like maybe not all their weight. However, the share price did open up higher. So originally, the smart investors, the retail investors, saw this was pretty good, but the sophisticated investors have thought it's worse. I'm in line. I'm in the camp of the retail investors. I think it was better than 1.7% down. So Symal Group down today. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for Symal Group. Is this a potential company to put on your watch list? And all right, so ignore a lot of this chart. That's the weekly chart, by the way. Ignore a lot of that chart because you can see it drops a lot. So according to TradingView, the share price of Symal dropped 42% on the 21st of November. That's probably the day they listed. That is the day they listed because the previous trading day was 29th of April 2011. Symal was not trading. That does not mean Symal was not trading for 13 years. It just means there is a bit of a glitch when it comes to TradingView because there was another company listed on the ASX with a similar ticker code. Not similar, the exact ticker code as Symal Group, SYL. And for some reason, TradingView just doesn't distinguish between those two companies. This is actually one thing I don't like about TradingView. So if we have a look at Comsec's chart, you notice it just goes back to, we'll have to look at the 1 year chart. It just goes back to when they listed, which was that date in November. So you get a better view of the chart here. So I did go back 1 year, but it's not going back 1 year because this company wasn't trading 1 year ago. Now, just having a look at this chart, nothing really to get me excited at all. Even today, not much volume happening. But at least they released, I thought it was a better announcement than what the market thinks. Okay, coming in number 3, we have Provaris Energy. Share price up 50%, but it's on a low base, starting at 1 cent up to 1.5 cents. Anyway, so I suppose I can almost guarantee you if this company released their announcement yesterday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, it would not even got close to making the top 5 stocks today. They have partnered with K-Line to accelerate hydrogen shipping. Yes, to accelerate. I wonder if it's how they term that, accelerate hydrogen shipping. Does that mean how they ship hydrogen will be quicker? So they will put it on bullet trains instead of normal trains, or they will fly it on drones instead of like trucks, or will they maybe develop some sort of teleportation machine which can transport hydrogen instantly? Or do they mean they're going to do it quicker now? So they're going to have more money so they can get to that point quicker. I think that's what they mean. Anyway, so I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a look at this announcement at all, but share price up 50%. Cooperation with global shipping company K-Line. Well, there you go. They're going to ship it. It must be a very fast ship. K-Line to accelerate Provaris's commercialization of hydrogen carriers. So that's a better title there. To accelerate Provaris's commercialization of hydrogen carriers. So they want to get to the point where they're commercializing hydrogen carriers quicker. I suppose that's not a bad thing. MOU. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of memorandums of understandings because I've seen a lot of these, nothing come of it. I think a lot of them are non-binding. With global shipping leader Kawasaki Kisen Kaisha. Where do you think this company comes from? Pretty sure it comes from Japan. Marketing a significant step towards the commercialization of Provaris's compressed hydrogen shipping and offshore storage solutions. Specifically, Provaris's priority H2 Neo carrier and H2 Leo barge. There you go. So I'm assuming Provaris is something to do with hydrogen and hydrogen ships and transportation. Let's see what their about section says. Advancing innovative compressed hydrogen and carbon dioxide storage and transport solutions through priority tank designs for storage maritime gas carriers in integrated supply chain development. There you go. So share price up. The market likes it. Whether this is a long-standing shift in sentiment remains to be seen. It could be just a one-off. Let's have a look at the chart. And the reason I'm a little bit skeptical this is any meaningful change in the sentiment is just because the chart looks horrendous. We have seen this sort of little rally before. We saw this in October last year. We saw a little rally in January of this year. We saw another rally back in April of last year. And these rallies end in tears for shareholders. So I don't have faith that this rally will continue from here because this chart looks horrendous. Really bad. The other thing I'm going to look at now is Provaris's most recent Appendix 4C. If they do have one, they don't have one. Yeah, they do. Because I went back a little bit too far. Does this company have any sort of revenue? By the way, looks like they've entered into, or they did enter into a memorandum of understanding for hydrogen supply from Norway to Germany. Well, there you go. Any sort of revenue or they do have receipts, $160,000 of receipts. Operating cash flow negative by $693,000. Okay, so anyway, what's the market cap of this company? I have no idea. This one, I'm assuming it's like 10 million, maybe 10 to 20 million. 10.47 least, I put a range there. Well, I didn't even have to put a range. I should have just stuck with 10 million. There you go, Provaris Energy. If you're very bullish on hydrogen, maybe this is the company for you. It's not for me, but maybe for you. Coming in number 2, we have Saturn. I think it's Saturn Metals. I was going to say Saturn Energy, but it's Saturn Metal. Share price up 11.76%. Oh, that's a little bit better. Oh, and actually, it's not, isn't it? Because Provaris is up 50%. Anyway, but this is on a much higher base. And I have a feeling this would be a bigger company as well. Excellent gold intercepts at Apollo Hill. Okay, I did find this company just after trading begun because I had nothing. I had just BCB, the Bowen coal coking, whatever it's called. That was it, one company. And I was like, oh, let's find a few more companies. And I was going through what sometimes I do. I just go put my mouse over the TIG code, just finding one company that has share price has gone up. So let's go to today, just finding the movement of share prices up or down. So this is exactly what I did. I was like, where is it? So I went, Fletcher Building, come on. Oh, no, that's not up. Oh, no. And then I saw Provaris was up. Oh, it's up 60% now, by the way. I didn't know, no, that's the wrong one. And I was just looking for something. And then Max 7, I thought that could be a good one, but it's only up 3%. We had False Capital. I noticed that Ben Hutchison put a nice little comment about FOS in there. There it is. And I thought, oh, let's have a look. And hopefully FOS is up a lot. No, it's not even moved. Transurban, that's boring sort of announcement. And I was going through all these. I didn't go through every single one because all of these are really boring announcements, like dividend distributions, GIDI, final distribution from Aspen. I don't really care about that. RLF, FagTech, settlement of legal proceedings, boring. And then finally, I got to where is Saturn? Was it really that high up? There it is, at 9:48 a.m. And then actually I did see this before I actually training began. And I thought, this could be a good one because I used the word excellent. And then I clicked on Saturn and it was up double digits. So I went, this will be my second stock. Okay, so I did open this up and have a look after I chose it as the second company. And I suppose it's good. It's okay. It's not bad. Nothing to write home about. Yeah, so some nice little hits here. 16 meters at 6.35 grams per ton. Sounds pretty good from 56 meters. So it's not wow down. 4.05 grams per ton or 27 meters at 4.05 grams per ton. So some of this is pretty nice. Can't complain about it. The longer, like there's a 90 meters at 0.42 grams. You'd like that to be a little bit more than that and not as deep. That is a little bit deep as well. Some of these are pretty deep. Yeah. So anyway, so not an outstanding, absolutely great, amazing sort of hit, but I suppose excellent. Yeah, maybe. Maybe 6 meters at 13.53 grams per ton at surface. Okay, so let's have a look at the chart for Saturn. Or this is something, I'm not sure if I did this earlier. I can't remember. The chart. No, I did not do this because I would have remembered this chart. This chart does not look half bad. I'm assuming this is mostly gold, if not just a gold explorer, which would explain why the chart does look good, just because gold's going up. But I don't think all gold explorers charts look as good as this. I could be wrong. We have seen a bit of an increase in volume from about April, which is another good sign as well. So I don't mind this chart at all from Saturn Metals. And by the way, the markup of this company, I would assume it's over $100 million, but I could be completely wrong. $177 million. There you go. So it's a much bigger than Provaris. Okay, now coming in at number one is BCB. Bowen Coking Coal, share price down 48.57%. Okay, they released Bowen Coking Coal Operations Market and Liquidity Update. Okay, now it started to sound really good. I thought, oh, this doesn't sound all that bad. There's some bullishness in there, it seemed like. For instance, they said 4-year coal production and coal sales guidance achieved in May 2025 with 1 month of the financial year remaining. That's not that bad. Extremely positive response from the workforce and suppliers following the decision to adopt the owner-operator model at Burton. Sure, it sounds okay. I have no idea what they're doing here, but it sounds okay. And then it starts to get a little bit dodgy. And when I say a little bit dodgy, I mean heaps dodgy. They're exploring a range of strategic and financial sources to fund the Burton owner operator transition plan and to provide immediate liquidity in the depressed metallurgical and thermal coal market. So not that bad. But then if immediate funding efforts are unsuccessful and or coal market pricing dynamics do not improve, Bowen may seek to temporarily pause operations at part or all of the Burton mine complex. Unfortunate for their owner operators, right? Yes. Anyway, okay, so I would assume the share price is down a lot because of that. Yeah, that risk, that risk, that's a big risk. Yeah, and I'm not surprised the share price is down. I might be a little bit surprised the share price is down that much, but even though I'm a little bit surprised the share price is down that much, there's no way I'm buying shares in this company. Absolutely no way. Now, the company did go through a really big share consolidation. Try to remember when it was. Was at the start of the year or the end of last year? There would be announcements somewhere here about it. Oh, maybe it's a little bit further. They did actually do an equity raising back in November, and I can't believe it was that far back. Have I missed it? I don't think it was that far back. I might have missed. You know how I can tell? You know how the easiest way to find out is if you go to the trade history, you can see the share price is 18 cents. Yesterday it was 35 cents. And all you have to do is go through the trade history in ComSec and just see where it drops significantly. There it is. 7th of April. Yeah. Share price was zero point 0.4 cents, and the next day it was 31.7 cents. The shareholders of the company did not immediately become rich because of that day. That was a share consolidation. And when you do see a company go under a share consolidation and the share price goes up a lot, it doesn't mean all the shareholders become instantly rich. It just means the amount of shares they hold in that company decrease a lot. In fact, the markup of the company should not change. Technically, should not change when a company does a share consolidation or a share split. The only reason they do it is to, in this case, decrease the amount of shares on the issue. So 7th of April. So I did miss it. I thought it was recently, but then I didn't see it. And I was thinking maybe I just completely missed it. And they should release, there should be an announcement here. There should be an announcement. There's no announcement about it. And there should be an announcement. And there's none here. Oh, there it is. 3rd of March. 3rd of March. Constellation split, BCB. Yeah, so I was just looking in the wrong place. And you get what it is on section 4. There it is. Section 4.1a, 100 for 1 share consolidation. So that means if you had 100 shares, now you have 1 share. Yes. Anyway, so, and by the way, the share price is now going back to where it started. The other thing is I had a look at the chart of this company and it's been a disaster just based off the long-term chart. Yeah, just the daily chart here going back to 2024 looks horrendous. Share price was 7.50, now it's 18 cents. Now this is post share consolidation. So if you divide $7.50 by 100, you get 7.5 cents. So share price back then was 7.5 cents, but post consolidation, it's now 7.50. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you go back even further, in 2022, share price was $42. It wasn't, it was 42 cents back then. But post consolidation, it's $42. So technically, the share price of this company has gone from $42 to 18 cents in the last 3 years. Let me say that again. Share price of this company has gone from $42 to 18 cents in 3 years. This has been a disaster, absolute and utter disaster for all involved. And I would not be shocked if this company eventually goes bye-bye, particularly if coal prices don't start to get better. Okay, and finally, the chart of the day, EZZ. Now, actually, before we have a look at the chart, let's just go back and have a look at some of the announcements recently. And the most recent price-sensitive announcement was released on the 10th of June, so 10 calendar days ago. EZZ enters Southeast Asia with multi-year distribution agreement. I had a look at that and went, okay, it's okay. But what's happened with EZZ after has been quite interesting. So let's have a look at the chart. So remember 10th of June. Okay, so EZZ Life Sciences. And here it is. Okay, so on the 10th of June, share price did go up 9%. And on that day, there was a really big volume. There was a little bit of selling on that day. And the whole reason there was a little bit of selling is because, the share price had dropped a lot. I would assume a lot of shareholders who had been disappointed with the share price performance had gotten out either on that day or before because the share price was going sideways for a while, maybe 2 or 3 months. And the next day, the share price rallied and we saw no selling. We saw no selling, which was an indication to the market that all the shareholders who wanted to sell have probably sold out. The share price went sideways over the next few days. That was a pretty good sign that maybe this could be the start of a new rally. But I did not think it would just turn out like it has since then. So the share price has gone up significantly in the next 4 of the 5 trading days. So this week, the share price of EZZ has gone up, I would assume, by about 50%. Let's have a look. 51.55%. So each of these days of the week, It's gone up 13.8, 10.9, went down 8.5, and I was thinking, oh, maybe a little bit of buy the situation. Yes, it was. Did not realize you had to be very quick to buy the dip. And then up 12.7% yesterday, up another 16% today. The other thing I really like about this, look at the volume. Look at the volume. Last 2 weeks, massive volume coming in. Sort of almost getting back at the levels where we saw when there was a lot of excitement in this company. The other thing to note is as the share price was decreasing, we can see the volume really decreasing. And then, yeah, a spurt in volume. That's a really good sign for EZZ. So the market is becoming more interested in this company again. Now, I was not brave enough to add to my position in EZZ. I did take profits a long time ago, and I was waiting for maybe some sign of a turnaround. We've definitely seen the turnaround. There's no doubt about it, but I was not quick enough. And I was maybe being a little bit too patient with this one because it's just been one good day after another. I don't think I'll chase it right now just because the share price has increased 50% in a week. I'm very happy that the share price has turned around because I thought this company was really cheap, really cheap. Now, the most recent Appendix 4C did disappoint, but yeah, they're still profitable, dividend paying. And I thought the market just really didn't. I wouldn't say doesn't understand the company, but wasn't really appreciating where this company was and was undervaluing it. Anyway, so congratulations to those who did have more belief than I in EZZ. But at least when I did take profits, I didn't completely set out. But anyway, so that's the chart of the day, EZZ Life Sciences. Would I be buying on today? No, no, it's just gone up a little bit too quickly. And I would expect maybe a pullback. But if we don't see a pullback, you just see the share price going sideways. That's actually a really bullish sign. If we just see a nice little sideways consolidation period, that would be really bullish. As I said before, after on the 12th and 13th of June, share price actually did go sideways over a few days, but I thought maybe it'd go sideways even longer than that, and it didn't. Okay, so that's all I have for the chart today. I'll just answer one of your questions really quickly. Sensei says, what exact wristwatch do you wear? Brand, model number. You seem like a Casio G-Shock wristwatch wearer. You are wrong. This watch, I have been a Garmin watch wearer for probably 14 years. This is the Fenix 6X Sapphire. It's not the latest. In fact, they came out with the latest model, and then I bought the previous model on special. That is sometimes what I do. I do, yes, use this when I'm hiking, put maps on this when I'm hiking, so I can see where I'm going, that sort of thing. Yeah, I like this watch. It is expensive. So I think if you do buy Garmin Fenix, it would be, and I probably would not recommend this for most people because I think it's a little bit too snazzy for. Oh, do they have a Fenix 8, which means a Fenix 7 might be on special? No, they don't. Oh, they do. You can see the Fenix 8 is 2,199 there. Yeah, so it is expensive. And that's why I waited for the new model to come out and I bought the previous model for on special. I did not know they'd come out with the Fenix 8. Anyway, so a really good brand. I do like the watch. Anyway, so that is all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, and also you can thank one of the other. Actually, I'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, if you have any questions, any thoughts, leave that in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.